Hi, it's me, back again with another episode of Virtual Wars. Today we have a few robots who are doing fighting, because that's what we do here and that's what you're here to see. So let's see who's up in round one. This is Decapitator, a large axe on top of a triangle. This is built off a deflector chassis, if you know what that is. If not, don't worry, don't concern yourself. This is a dual TP100 powered axe. Comes down with plenty of force, and as you can see, it doesn't really do damage to the crate. That's because I've got arm damage turned off in this case. But we're going to get a nice slow-mo shot, boom, of the axe coming down. How about that? So yeah, this is Decapitator. Let's see who's next. Here we go. Page. That's it. I don't know what it means. It's called Page. It's a large overhead bar spinner, and it hits relatively hard. It also makes the camera go really weird. Pops a bit off the crate there, gets stalled against the wall, crate starts pushing, the usual, crate actually being oddly good in this situation. But Page is a very powerful overhead, not to be underestimated. So don't let Page get a good bite on you, otherwise, yeah, there we go, that's a good one. It could be bye-bye bot if Page has its way with you. And here we go, fight one, got Page versus Decapitator, let's go. Decapitator instantly underneath Page, trying to use that axe to stop the bar spinner, but Page is spinning up and already just stopping, not a lot of torque in that weapon, and Page flings away. You'll notice the camera starts jittering when Page gets up to speed due to the body flailing around. You got Decapitator coming in with the axe again, trying to get a blow in. There we go, miss, that's not very good. Page with a huge hit on Decapitator. Decapitator running away, trying to come in again with that axe, using it more like a front hinge flipper there, trying to put Page up against the wall. Page runs away, Decapitator comes in again with the axe, something flies off, no idea what it was, but obviously wasn't that important. Decapitator comes in with a backslash, the axe on the way back gets Page, and the weapon on Page once again stops and stalls. Do remember, every time the weapon stops or stalls, that is the motor working harder to try and get the weapon back up to speed, which can cause a loss of battery life and can also may cause the motor to overheat if it is badly amped or volted. So we have got Page here trying to get up to speed again. Decapitator has got itself wedged on the ramp. Can it get itself off? Well, Page helped it, gave it a smack in the backside. Page goes flung across the arena wall, upside down. Can Page self-right? That's the real question. Can it get that blade to somehow... Whoa! Okay, physics, whatever. Can it get back on its wheels again? It's bouncing around the arena and it's back on its wheels. Page. Decapitator once again comes in with the mighty axe, trying to land a blow on top of Page. Once again, Page flings Decapitator across the arena floor. Very even fight so far. Not sure whether I can call it yet, but we've still got quite a long time left. Decapitator coming in with the axe again, trying to hit Page. Page upside down, the weapon has stalled once again. Can it self-wipe from this position if Decapitator lets go? Page spinning on the back. I don't think that can get up. It's stuck, it's up in the air. Nope. Decapitator's just having an affair with the wall there. I don't know what it's doing. Page flailing around the arena and back on its wheels, so it can self-right, even if ungracefully. Decapitator coming in with the axe again, trying to once again replicate its Page defeating this. And it was going to come in again, and Page knocks it away. And the axe has come off. The axe has come off Decapitator. Okay, so now it's just a wedge. And if it gets flipped upside down somehow, that's going to be an issue. I didn't notice that. Did that come off? No, it must have come off in that last hit. So Decapitator, now it's just decapitated. Page coming in with its decapitating blades. I believe that might have been a winning hit for Page there. Unless Decapitator can somehow deal with Page without a weapon, that's quite a large point loss getting stuck on the arena floor flipper. Page is... can it move? What's going on here? Another big hit on Decapitator. Not sure why Page couldn't drive there. It's a bit odd. I'm guessing it's an AI oddity. Decapitator has still got that push. However, it has not got its weapon, which is a massive point loss and point gain for Page. Although Decapitator has stopped right at the end there. Oh, look, behind Decapitator, there's a chain on the floor. That could be the chain for that drive on that side. It has stopped. Right, okay, that was real close, but I'm going to call it. That was Page all the way through because Decapitator lost its axe. So Page is the winner of that one. Let's have a look how the other two robots are looking. Yes, that's the one. Oh, look, it's Killertron. In its Series 4 guise, kind of. So I built this as a replica and then I modernized it a bit. It's got lifting scoops, 4-wheel drive, pickaxe, you know, it's the Killertron. It's just the ultimate Killertron, so it has got quite a powerful axe, although it is getting pushed back by the mighty crate. The crate actually seems to have really good pushing power. I'm not sure how that's so good, but yeah, it's wedged Killertron up against the wall, can't even lift itself free, the axe is getting bent closed. Yeah, the crate has some serious pushing power. And this is Royal. Look at Royal, ain't that lovely? It's a very wide, very low, full body flipping wedge with grindy bits to get wheels. There we go, you can see them at the back, they've got 2 little drums. They don't have a lot of power to them, but you know, they'll grind away at your wheels and hopefully they'll do a bit of damage. They've torn a bit off the crate, so you know, they're not completely useless, these little drums, so hopefully they're going to cause problems for anyone who gets on top of Royal. There you see the full body flip going in, the pods pushing down as the wedge pushes up. There we go, physics. And we are back in the arena again with a fight. Killertron rides over the top of Royal. That's not very well done. Royal trying to get a flip in on Killertron and flip back again. Gonna get really big cheese vibes versus Killertron, I think, with this, with an invertible flipper. Not sure what Killertron can do. If it can get under Royal though, that axe could probably cause some problems. I do have arm damage on, remember, so that axe could in theory snipe the electronics of Royal. Do remember what sniping is. It's where something inside the robot gets damaged while the outside stays intact, and if that Killertron axe comes down hard enough with arm damage on, it can snipe. That's the idea anyway, but I don't think it's going to get much of a chance. It's in the air. I thought it was going out the arena then. Killertron once again piggyback style on top of Royal, roadblock, and there's a Killertron moment. Not Killertron, really big cheese moment. There's so many robot names flying around in my head all the time. This is like a train of thought just going on here. I have a more constructive train of thought than Killertron right now, losing bits of yellow all over the place. Royal once again underneath, grinding away with those drums. Like I said, they're not that powerful, but if they hit you long enough, something will go missing. I thought that was going out the arena. Not quite though. Killertron getting pushed away by Royal, bang into the arena wall. That's a huge slam. Royal once again flips Killertron. Killertron should be able to self-fight with that axe unless Royal sits on it, and then it won't really be able to do that. Trying to self-fight with the axe, can it? Can it self-fight with the axe, or does it not have the power? I don't think it quite has the power to self-right, but it doesn't need to, because Royal's here with its full body flipper to get Killertron back on its wheels, and Killertron is reversing into Royal and running away. Royal got the scoops underneath for a second there, and the axe was a bit slow. That was your one attack opportunity there, Killertron, and you missed it. Been shoved into the arena wall corner. Royal sitting there grinding its grums away at nothing. Killertron coming in with the axe, trying to see if he can hit something, and just sitting on top of Royal, getting flung away again. Royal, very, very low robot, very, very thin as well, so the armour is quite thin. It's a very heavy robot too, with a lot of electronics in there to allow, well, all of that movement to occur. But Killertron can't maximise on that at all, as Royal once again wedges it up against the arena wall. Nothing Killertron can do, it simply does not have the ground game to get underneath the wide wedge that is Royal. However, Royal here is not scoring a KO, so technically at this point it still goes to the judges, i.e. me, and I think you know which robot was winning this at the moment. It's definitely Royal. Killertron is sat on Royal, and Royal has flipped Killertron. There we go, that's basically the whole fight so far, isn't it? Once again, Royal underneath Killertron, flipping it away. Royal's now upside down, Killertron's upside down. Royal being upside down won't affect it much, it's completely invertible. You can once again try and flip Killertron, you'll see it works slightly differently upside down. The pods go up and the wedge stays down. However, at the moment it seems to be focusing on using those killer drums to try and grind away at Killertron's bin lid armour. We've got a few seconds left. Can Killertron self-right before the judge's decision, which will always go to Royal in this case because Killertron has done nothing the whole fight? And there we go. He's made it the whole 3 minutes, and he's managed to lose. Ain't that grand? So here we are again, looking at the list of robots that have lost. Decapitator and Killertron are the two that are out. Let's see who will join them in the next fight. This is All, a very basic bar spinner. I just wanted to build something Carbide-esque, and this is what came out. Or is a large two-wheel drive bar spinner using a quad amp flow for power. Hopefully that'll supply a lot of spinny power against the crate. As you can see, it's smashing it apart. Very basic bar spinner, should be quite good. I do like myself a horizontal bar spinner like Carbide and Fluffy and things like that. So this should be a decent robot going in, and let's see who it's fighting. It's fighting a car. This is a DeLorean. Much like the real DeLorean, this one is more for looks than for performance, but it does have flames. If we can see the flames in the test area, that'd be fantastic. I don't remember using flames. We'll see. There's the flip. It's got an immensely powerful flipper. I did forget to mention that. Its main weapon is a front hinge flipper. The bonnet yeets open, much like Lamborghini. And yeah, that's its weapon. And also very fast as well. I mean, it is a car. Cars are faster than robots in general. But yes, that's DeLorean. Let's see what DeLorean can do. It can miss, actually, and you've got Orr spinning up to speed, deflecting DeLorean away. DeLorean coming in again with another ram, going underneath Orr. Orr very unstable at the moment. DeLorean very, very fast and very manoeuvrable, actually. I'm quite impressed by DeLorean's performance so far in this fight. And Orr is not doing as much damage as I thought it would do with that devastating spinning. But oh my god! Wow, okay, so the flipper self-destructed while flipping Orr across the arena floor. Don't know if it's got any power left in that. It does. Orr once again flies against the arena wall. Can't get back on its wheels again due to the gyroscopic nature of a bar spinner. Bye-bye, DeLorean. Who needs roads? Not us. We're flying now. Let's see. I don't actually remember the quote, but that works, doesn't it? We've got Orr coming in with the horizontal bar spinner. No damage yet to DeLorean apart from that flipper that got wrecked on launch. That was an immense flip. Oh, and it's out of the arena. It's not out of the arena yet. Another fake out. I've had a lot of out of the arena fake outs in this episode so far. DeLorean trying once again to push Page. I do like the style of DeLorean. I might actually work on making a better one that doesn't, well, I'd say better. It's actually winning this fight so far until it just got smashed. I'd still say it's on top. It's done a lot of flips on Page. Not Page, sorry. Orr. There's another one. Pushing it again. DeLorean get... Oh, there's smoke. There is smoke, or is that CO2? I think one of the gas canisters has been ruptured. But oh my god! What happened then? I think that was an attempted flip, or just on one wheel on your wagon. DeLorean, have you got much of a flipper left? I don't know. Was that a gas tank that exploded? I have no idea what happened, but it was cool. There's some fire. I'm assuming that's intentional fire, so this has gone away. Or just sat on top of DeLorean here. DeLorean underneath. There's some more flames coming out the back wheels. DeLorean is still winning this for me. It's done a lot in the fight, had a lot of big hits. It may have lost its flipper, but it's done more than Orr has, which has just basically spun around the arena. But DeLorean looks like it is very slow now compared to how it was. Can Orr maximise on that slowness? Something's happened with DeLorean. It was on top. Oh, there we go, back up to speed again. You can see the wheels inside there now that the bonnet's gone. But DeLorean has lost a lot of its manoeuvrability. There's more CO2 being vented from the front, so that's another gas tank gone. Orr is coming back. DeLorean missing a piece, getting smacked again. Can it? It's got forward movement. Got forward movement. Does it have backwards movement? I don't think so. Forwards only by the look of it. Orr coming in again with its horrendous bar spinner. Wow, this is a surprise. I thought DeLorean had this in the bag. Orr was struggling, but DeLorean looks like it's full on conked out. Wow, I don't know if that's a battery life issue or some other damage that's occurred to DeLorean, but wow. Orr has come back at the end of this in a surprising fashion, and with a lot of damage as well. Bits of DeLorean flying all over the arena. If Orr can sort out its stability issues, that could be a frightening machine. You saw it restart then, didn't you? I looped the video badly. Oopsie. Anyway, next up we have two more robots, the last two in this heat. So let's have a look at who we've got. I mean, you can see the names there. I don't know why I'm being all mysterious. This is my big dumpy. This is a dump truck styled robot, and it's an undercutter, which means that the weapon, the spinning weapon, is underneath the chassis to hit things low down. It uses a Cat 33000 for weapons and 4 Cat 3330s for drive. It is a very powerful undercutter, and it has lights as well, so even if the arena's dark, it can see you and find you. I did try to load the crate into the bed to show you the dumpy activity, but I couldn't quite get it to work for this, so you're just going to have to wait for the fight to see the dumpy activity. Speaking of, we've got Record Breaker with a large dumpy. That dumpy is full of motors to make that record spin at alarming speeds. With a self-righting arm as well, it also means that it can't get stranded upside down. I do believe it's invertible too. Record Breaker is an extremely powerful horizontal spinner that, while doesn't hit with as much power as others, hits with large amounts of frequency due to the sheer spin-up torque behind that weapon. You've got a quad amp flow there at max specs, so hopefully it can do lots of frequent and hard hits. As you can see here, the crate is suffering. Yeah, beat up that wooden crate. We've got two very powerful horizontal spinners here with two different schools of thought behind them. Let's see who can land the biggest hits. Big Dumpy already losing some parts, and Record Breaker, oh my god, it's on fire! Oh, is it actually dead? Oh my god, it's dead! That was a one-hit kill. What is what? I think that was a chassis snipe or something, I don't know. Record Breaker hit it so hard the entire robot exploded. I didn't even know that was really possible anymore. Wow, look at that! That's completely gone. Yeah, okay, not doing a restart, that was cool, we're going to roll with that. So Record Breaker wins, Big Dumpy's out. I guess we're not going to see the Dumpy action this time around. And here we line up for the semi-finals. We have the two horizontal spinners meeting up to have a fight versus Page and Royal in the other half of the semis. So let's see what Record Breaker and Orr can do. This should be good. Lots of kilojoules flying around. I'm really bad at the editing this episode. I must have made a mistake, but yes, let's go. Got Record Breaker going in with a hit, and got Orr coming in as well. Orr has the horizontal bar spinner, Record Breaker, so I don't know who holds the most kilojoules in these two, but I think that Orr would be an advantage. Never mind, I was about to say Orr's has an advantage due to the fact it's a bar spinner with more bite, but the bar's gone. So yeah, not sure what it can do now. It's not lost yet, it's still mobile, so I'm going to keep the fight going, even if it is just to see how damaged Orr can get now that it's got no weapon. Record Breaker can just go ham. Although it's not causing a lot of damage to Orr, or withstanding the hits on Record Breaker very well. Apart from the fact, it's missing its weapon. That's a downside to, not having a weapon. What can it actually do here? Well, one thing it could do is it could get underneath the spinner with its framework, and it could stall Record Breaker's spin. It could try and leave the arena. I mean, I would if I were you, try to reverse out. Here we are, look, it's gone underneath the weapon at the front, so the framework of Orr has gone underneath Record Breaker's spinner and is trying to jam it. Not a great idea. It got flung across the arena floor, but that's probably the only tactic that Orr has at this point. It's on fire. That's less good. And it's got flung across the arena floor, also less good. Record Breaker coming in again with a big hit. Or is it mobile? Is it still mobile? I can see some movement, but I don't know if it's fully controlled. I mean, it is on fire after all. Do we have full movement in Orr? I believe we do actually. It's still fully mobile, so this could still go either way. Stranger things have happened, in this arena. We've had fights where the other robot has just found itself out of the arena just because it felt like it. So we're going to see what happens here. We've got Orr being flung away again, still fully mobile, and probably fast as well, because it's not got that weight of that 50-kilogram bar knocking it back. It's pushing Record Breaker. Look at the push from Orr there. Those motors, whatever it's using for drive, very powerful indeed to push Record Breaker back. Record Breaker has been jammed against the wall. It's a good pin by Orr, trying to make a comeback for having no weapon to speak of. Record Breaker coming in again. Orr on fire and sparking and smoking, so it's not looking good for Orr. Record Breaker being pushed back, so Orr has a lot of drive power behind it, so look out for robots like Orr. They seem to have quite a lot of push to them. Once again, Record Breaker getting held back and pushed slowly by Orr against the arena wall. Orr gets flung away. Record Breaker on the arena floor flipper. Now that could be interesting. If Record Breaker gets flipped away, we could be having a problem for Record Breaker. Oh! Speaking of being flipped away, Orr got flipped out the arena by horizontal somehow. I'm guessing it got ramped off the ramp. Well, Orr put up a fantastic fight, however, not a good enough one. Record Breaker goes through. Next up we have Page versus Royal. This could be quite the Royal Rumble, if you don't mind me saying. What was that? Sorry, the camera work just got me then. Okay, so we got Orr. No, that was the last robot. Royal and Page. These names just confuse me. So what can Page do to Royal? Page can try and hit it with its massive bar spinner. That's one thing. What can Royal do to Page? Bully it. If it can stop Page from getting up to speed, that's its main tactic here. All Page has to do is try and get that bar up to speed, and one firm whack to a wheel of Royal could cause problems for Royal, because those wheels are incredibly exposed at the top. Royal coming in now with its little drum thing, is trying to grind away the underside of Page. However, Page coming in with a massive bar, it's up to so much speed now that it can be flipped and stay level due to the gyroscopic nature of bar spinners, and it's gone a hit against Royal. That's probably the first hit that Royal's taken all heat. Page once again flying through the air, another hit against Royal. So this is becoming quite an intense fight, and Royal is jammed in the arena wall. Okay, Royal made itself down, but that's the way Might Explode went in another heat, so Royal could be going that way. I don't know. It looks like it can get jammed in there, and Page. Ooh, I thought Page flung itself out the arena for a second then, trying its desperately hardest to self-right. Royal trying its desperately hardest to bully Page while it's upside down. Royal once again dangerously close to that arena wall. I don't want to go up that ramp and go out the arena. It has happened to other robots in the past, getting jammed on that fence and just jumping out due to AI shenanigans. Royal, can it come in with an attack on Page while Page is desperately trying to self-right? We're going to have to start calling. No, it's gone. It's back on its wheels again. We're good. Page with that huge bar trying to see if it can get to the wheels. Oh, it's flung across the arena floor once again. Royal coming in. Page is self-righting, and it's not going to be able to self-right for long. It's missing its bar. I think Royal's drums managed to knock the bar off the top of Page. Page is now out for the count, being counted out. Has no way to recover from that, really. The robot is dead as a dodo without the bar. So, Royal goes through to the final. Speaking of the final, we have Record Breaker versus Royal. A big punch-up, this one. This could be very good indeed. I'm looking forward to this. We have the damaging robot versus the undamageable robot, so it's an immovable object versus unstoppable force situation. Record Breaker starting up the front of Royal. You can see there the internal workings of Record Breaker through the Perspex top. Royal flipping Record Breaker up. Record Breaker has no response at all to Royal's low wedge. It just slides underneath the disc. But if Royal flips Record Breaker up, it could land in an awkward way. And Record Breaker aiming for those wheels, but it's currently still wedged on top of Royal. Record Breaker trying to see if it can get an attack. Royal just slides underneath. Record Breaker jumps over. They can't really do a whole lot here. All Royal can do is grind away at the underside of Record Breaker's wheels. So what can Record Breaker here do to go against Royal? It's stuck again together, both robots. Record Breaker tries to go on the attack. It's getting lopsided here. Royal once again underneath, bullying Record Breaker. There's not a whole lot Record Breaker can do here at all. Royal flips Record Breaker. Record Breaker gets unstable, trying to land that weapon on top of Royal, I imagine, but not a whole lot of hope. And grinding against the side pods. Record Breaker flipped over. That won't harm it much. Oh, it's back on wheels again. That's fine. Royal pushing Record Breaker again across the arena floor. Bits of Record Breaker are coming off due to the twin drums on Royal. Record Breaker needs to watch out, and it can't seem to get a hit in on Royal at all. Ooh, another fake out with the out of the arena there from Royal. I thought that was going over, gotta admit. Flung away across the arena. Record Breaker stuck on the arena flipper and gets flipped across the arena. Can Record Breaker self-right? It's landed upside down. Where's Royal? Where's Royal? Is Royal's gone underneath the floor flipper? Can it get itself out of there? Record Breaker, it's upside down. Can it self-right and come in for an attack on Royal before it gets out? Can Royal get out of the floor flipper? Is it stuck? Oh, that is a very stuck robot. I don't know. Do I restart this? I don't think so. That's like a legitimate hazard. You've got to avoid the flipper. If your robot is that kind of robot, can get under the floor flipper, that's on you. So, Record Breaker, the winner of this heat. A very powerful horizontal spinner, rightfully so, but I think Royal would have beaten it if Royal didn't fall into the flipper pit. So yeah, Record Breaker going through to the semi-finals. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, take care. Okay, you can end it now. There we go.